Well, hello, show buddies. Welcome back to the channel. So, oh boy, last week was a whirlwind of going all over the place and double checking on spots and taking a look at what the beaches looked like after Idalia got done with us. And I just needed to slow it down there for a minute. I was exhausted and crazy behind on everything else that I have to do in my life besides just my YouTube channel. So anyway, I had to get caught up on a few things around here, and I still have a mountain of footage to finish editing and going through, so I could share some of the epic post-Idalia shell hauls that we actually grabbed while we were doing all of this checking on the beaches. But in the meantime, Jen and I just needed a break, so we decided to go to Manasota Key and go look at the beach for some shark's teeth to see if Idalia washed anything in. Spoiler alert! We found shark's teeth. It was really fun, and I got a sunburn on my rear because I wasn't paying attention to how much of me was up out of the water at the time while I was snorkeling. But other than that, it was great. Found some really neat stuff. So I'm going to show you some snorkeling footage today for the first time, and you'll actually get to see what I see when I'm underwater. And really one of the fun parts about looking for shark's teeth that way is you do not have to be in deep water, really. I'm literally in maybe a foot and a half of water right by where the shoreline is, where the waves are breaking. You can actually see stuff sliding down the break line shelf as I'm right there under the water in certain spots. So we had a great time out there. I hope you will too. Let's go see what we can find. This morning we are down at Manasota Key Beach to take a look around and see if we can find some shark teeth. We haven't been down here since Idalia yet, and it's been quite some time since we've been here. I'm not sure if we were even here after Ian last year, so let's take a look and go see what we can find. Now, this beach is known for finding shark's teeth. Sometimes you can find shells here, and a bunch of things here have washed around since Idalia came through, but I'm not seeing this anything that's blowing me over shell-wise just yet here. And there we go. John's got a piece of a tooth already. Cool. This might be a good day.
Stingray plates.
Stingray plates?
Okay.
What's this right here? Nope, that's nothing.
See it?
Where am I looking?
In the basket.
Oh my gosh, right on the edge. You can see it on the metal. And that is a stingray mouth plate. All right, good start to the day. Okay, and when you come shark tooth hunting, this black stuff, all this black grit that's in everything, this is teeny tiny teeth and smashed up little bits of bone, phosphate, all kinds of stuff. But there's a little tooth right there. Here's another one right back here. Two little teeth. So you want to sort of look through this pounded up stuff, because this is where all the goodies are. There's a piece of a shark's tooth right there. There's a shark's tooth right here. And you don't want to, mostly you're looking for the black, yes, but as you can see, these are brown sometimes too. What's it look like in the water, and how steep does it drop? I'm gonna step in and find out, because this used to drop off pretty significantly. Okay, so this used to drop by like 2 feet. Right here. Well, a little shallower. Tons of stuff in the sand. Let's see what these are. Oh, I think I see a tooth down there. Nope, something tricked me. Oh, we got a couple of pieces of bone. That's pretty wild. Oh, there's a cute scallop too. Just because I'm sharpened doesn't mean I won't take a shell. Oh, missed it. Oh, bummer. There's this cute little scallop and I lost it. Another little spot where stuff washed in. Let's see if there's anything good in here. Alright, that's going to be enamel off of a horse tooth or something right here. What's that right there, John says? That looks like a chewed up, beat up tooth. Right on, honey. Here's another one. There's a lot of stuff in here. I bet you there's more in here. Look at all the black stuff.
Yep.
Tooth. And there's a little tooth. Most of the folks that are down here are looking for big ones. I don't mind the tinies at all. I like the little guys. They're cute. Ooh, this might be fun down here today. Here's a little one that's red and black. Chunk of bone. Nice, dear.
Big chunk of bone. Piece of wood.
Actually, might be a piece of bone. What have we got in this pile? Little bone pieces all over. There's one right there. Oh, there it goes. Come here, you. There's a nice little tooth. Sweet. The teeth get mixed in with all these shell pieces. There's a little piece of bone. Aw, where did... There it is. Let's see, did I lose my tooth already? Put them in a little bowl, kind of. Well, that's not bad for a couple of minutes of looking. It looks like it's more like it used to be over here, babe, with the bigger drop-off, with the shelf. It's smoother up there, but it's more like it used to be here. Look at all the fish, my goodness. There's one, and there's one. Oops, I just dropped it. Oh shoot, where'd it go? It's a piece of wood. There's all kinds of goodies in here. There's the one I dropped right there. And there's one. Nice deer. There's a nice stingray mouth plate there. Goodness gracious, lots to look at. Okay, so nice little pink scallop up here. Nice broad rib cardita. Nice prickly cockle. There's a little tooth right there. Yeah, this is gonna be a good day. So it was really starting to get quite warm out by this point, and John didn't want to get in the water because he had a cut on his leg. But I wanted to get in the water and get around here on the bottom, and that's exactly what you see me doing here. I have my snorkel mask on. I'm right by the shore. Oh, there's a nice piece of fossil bone right there going in the container. And you can see how close I am to shore. I'm only in very shallow water. I have my best luck when I go snorkeling, where I can just kind of crawl along the bottom and take a look at what's right there by the edge. So sorry about the camera movement. The waves are still hitting me even though I'm under the water. So it's moving me around a little bit and sort of making things kind of slam around. But if you get down there early in the morning, you'll notice the visibility is pretty good. Unless we've just had a big rainstorm or something like that, visibility there is actually pretty nice. When we get churned up after a storm, it gets a little cloudy, but today was actually a really good day for finding things on the bottom. You can see how much is down there, and pieces of fossils, pieces of shells, all different kinds of little critters. It's really pretty amazing. Hey, there's a nice one right there. Fantastic. Let's get it in the container. Ah, there's another great one. No, I just dropped it. It's a good thing I can see so well because I did manage to get it picked back up. But, oh man.
Hey babe. Yeah. Yeah, I found 2 decent ones already. Nice.
So if it looks like my position is a little strange, I'm actually on the bottom in about 1.5 feet of water. I'm on my right knee and I've got my left leg sort of kicked out so it doesn't cramp up on me. And I'm bending forward and just looking in the little divots and creases in that sand, along that little shelf area right where the waves kind of break. And it's just a neat spot. It's amazing how well we can see down there, and it was addicting being under there. I mean, every time I came up for air or found something else, all I wanted to do was go back under the water and look for more. Now I'm pausing it right here so you can get a really good look at the bottom. See all of that black material in there? That is pounded up pieces of bone, little pieces of rocks, little pieces of phosphate, discolored pieces of shells, and of course shark's teeth, which I just pulled another one out and I'm dropping it in the container. Just found another one. That one's going in the container too. You'll see I just have like a little muslin bag in there, just kind of making sure that if the top gets knocked off, that I don't lose my teeth in the water, because as you can tell, it's a little bit of work looking around for these things under the water, but it is so much fun. It's kind of mesmerizing to be down there and see everything so clearly and so much stuff to look at, little teeth and little shells and little bone fragments. And coming up in a little bit, there's actually going to be some fish playing around with us too in a little while. But I had a really great time doing this. totally lost track of time and ended up getting a little sunburned on the back of me because I was having so much fun looking down that I really wasn't paying attention to how much sun I was actually getting, or the fact that I forgot to put some sunscreen on. Oh, there's another tooth. Fantastic. You have to go up to the surface here in a second. Pop that in the container as well. Now you'll also might be able to tell from the sound, I'm not actually using a snorkel itself. I'm wearing the mask, and I have my GoPro on my necklace mount around my neck, but I don't have the breathing snorkel. That's why I have it, you know, I keep popping up to the surface like that. I gotta catch my breath, and I gotta put things in my container. But when you're that close to the shore, the waves sort of break over the top of your snorkel a little bit, and you get salt water in your mouth. It's not the most fun, so I just tend to go without and hold my breath, stay down there for as long as I can, pick some things up like that nice big chunk of bone right there, and I just drop back down. And yeah, I just go down, look around, see if I can find anything, pop up, then I go down again. Now you're probably noticing there's ripples down there underneath as well, and things have a tendency to pile up in those ripples, so that's where I spend a lot of time hunting, alongside of those, in them, and then along that shelf right by the shoreline. And right here by the shore, for me, I find it's very productive. I get nice jewelry-sized shark's teeth and things I can do other stuff with. So, there's another one. Awesome. And another little piece. Great.
This is awesome. Oh, little birdie rat. It's a little plover. So the surf is amazingly calm here today. The water's nice and clear. We can see all kinds of neat stuff on the bottom. And you'll notice that where I'm snorkeling is right here, where the little ripples and ridges are, just off the shelf where the sand drops down. And this is where you usually find the best ones when you snorkel.
I mean, literally, I'm just a couple of feet from shore. The GoPro makes it look like I'm farther out than I am. I'm really very, very close to the shoreline and to where the waves are breaking. And you can see that bottom of that shelf. When I approach it, I'll actually look up and be alongside of it sideways and look up at it, and you'll see that it's like, you know, there you go. Not a lot, not super huge. But it is the best spot to look. Now, because things pile up in this manner like this here, this is what makes it good hunting in the little piles right on the shoreline, these little shell piles that wash up.
That's just a rock. Oh, I dropped a piece of bone.
Now this is the first time I've actually snorkeled with the camera on my neck, and I was trying really hard to get it in frame if I found something, but this would be a tremendous amount easier if I actually had a full face mask with a GoPro mount on it. So I'm looking for one of those so that I can do a little more of this kind of stuff, because it's very freeing for me to be under this water like this. I can move a little easier and get around a little. I can see stuff. It makes me feel like I'm seeing all the stuff that I'm missing when I'm on the shore. Like this to me was just so very much fun.
This is so fun. Just finding cool stuff on the bottom. It's so neat. This guy up there. think I'll keep the seraph and throw the 2 bigger pieces up ashore because I don't have a bag. Just my jar. Oh, that was nice. The color.
And as you can tell, I'm actually having pretty fair amount of success just going down for a few seconds, looking around, finding something down there, popping up with it, putting it in my jar and doing it again. And there's just so much to look at and so many neat things down there. It's like a whole new way to shell and shark tooth hunt for me. It's really quite awesome. And you see where that divot is, kind of off to the right hand side, and there's a bunch of rocks piled up in it. That's what I mean by checking in the little dips that are just past where that shelf is. See, there's one right there in the bottom of the shelf I just picked up. And there it is, little guy. Around a little bit as you float. That's how close to the shore I actually am. You saw that dust just kind of kick up there, that cloudiness. That's the wave breaking into that shelf that I keep telling you that I'm working alongside of. It's hard to get it from this perspective. I got an idea how I can kind of show it to you a little bit better though.
Well, I'm not the world's best illustrator, but let me try to explain where it is that I'm actually at in the water. Alright, so let's pretend this is the beach. And then right after it gets into the water, it drops. And goes like this. And the water is about to here. So where I'm snorkeling is here. I'm in the water, and I'm looking at what I call the shelf. This is where stuff slides down the beach as water hits it and drags it back down. It's kind of churned up and piles up down here. And it's quite loose. As a matter of fact, when you try to get out of it, well, at least when I try, the water and the sand sort of grab the tips of my walker and my feet, and you kind of, some of this slides back, and it makes it a little tricky to get out of at first. But this is where I'm snorkeling, right here by the shoreline. And this is maybe 1.5 feet of water, maybe 18 inches of water, maybe less, maybe a little more at times. Now also,
these little areas past the shelf, you get these little ridges in the sand. And you'll see these in the video. These little ridges in here, things pile up in there too. So we find teeth here, here, here. Anywhere you see these ridges and ripples and it's full of a bunch of rocks and shells, you should always look in it, because there's probably teeth in there too. And then along right here, sometimes a wave will hit and one will just tumble right down to you and you didn't even see it. That's because it was buried up here and just got exposed. Or it was buried down here and stuff got washed off of it. So that kind of explains a little better than what you can see in the video about where it is I'm actually snorkeling. Just scanning around, looking to see what's here, what else I can find, and ooh, right there. See it on the bottom left? There's a shark's tooth right there. I just pointed kind of at it with my hand. I'm about to grab it out of there. Sweet, nice find. That's awesome. Yeah, because this area is so rich in fossils from both marine life, there was another shark's tooth there actually, and with land animals, sometimes you find some really nifty stuff down here that you aren't expecting to see in the ocean. We've found not just shark's teeth, but we'll find plates and pieces of turtle shells. We will find camel's teeth, horse teeth, beaver teeth, leg spurs from giant tortoises. So yeah, it's not just shark's teeth that you actually find down here. Oh, here's a great example. That's an osteodermal plate from an alligator right there. That's from the armor plates on the outside of an alligator. They turn into fossils too. So that was actually a really cool little find. Let's go take a better look at it up here at the surface in a sec. There it is. Oh, here we go. We got another little tooth under here. Take that back up. And look, see how close I am to the surface and to the shoreline? There's our tooth. I'm going to pop that in the container as well. Oh, there's a little mossy arc shell. I put it in there for safekeeping, but I threw it up on shore. And man, what a finding day. I am having so much luck today doing this snorkeling gig and finding them right here by the shore. It's so fun. And here we are in one of those little depressions that are just a little bit back from where the shelf is that I was showing you earlier. You can see all the shells and all of the pieces piled up in there actually. And then the further out I went, the less of that kind of stuff I saw.
Boy, it is a good snorkeling day for teeth today. Gosh. See a little sea robin that was in front of us too. That was neat.
Now, as if I'm not already having a really great time out here, I'm about to actually have a little live sea critter encounter with a fish called a sea robin. He's going to show up any second. Right there, in the middle. Sea robins are little bottom dwellers, and they're not very big, but they can get to be about 16 inches long, and they live on the bottom eating shrimp, crab, squid, shellfish, and other kinds of things like that. Kind of rare to catch them and spot them, so that was really fun to see this little guy. And boy, are they fast. Jeez, he took off like a shot. But wait for just another second, because we're about to see another one that was hanging out close by. Look, see him above my hand? Oh, off he goes too. I really find it incredibly peaceful doing this. Being under the water and seeing the little fish down there and the little critters and all the shark's teeth. It's just so much cool stuff to look at. So much fun. Oh, this is actually kind of a cool find coming up here too. It looks like a piece of bone or a rock at first, but what I believe I actually have here is a coprolite, which is fossilized poo from sharks, dinosaurs, whatever. This one has a spiraling interior, and that's what makes me say it comes from a shark. Yeah, snorkeling is actually a super duper fun way to go looking for shark's teeth. All you just have to be careful about is not getting the back of you that's sticking out in the sun sunburned. And as you can tell, I was spending a lot of time under the water and leaving the backs of my legs and my back up there pretty exposed. So that's how I managed to get so very toasty lobster sunburned on this little excursion. But that's alright because I had so much fun I barely even noticed. Alright, so far I've gone through one of my batteries already because I'm pretty much just leaving the camera on while I'm snorkeling in case I find something. And I'm sitting on the beach and I'm just picking up more of them. And here's our container with the cool ones we've already found. John's got some great ones over here that he's collected just on the surface on the sand. And I've got some really good ones that I found snorkeling for him. So yeah, we're
We're having a great time today. What a fun spot. Look at all that. That's awesome.
So somehow I hit the high speed button after I changed my battery out. And a bunch of this footage of me finding stuff is like in super high speed, so you can't really see me finding it. So I tried to slow it down and just grab the parts where I'm actually finding more teeth and more bones and just collecting them. But yeah, we stayed here, oh gosh, I don't know, maybe about 3 hours or so doing this. We spent the whole afternoon and we were just finding so much stuff and having so much fun with it. We really weren't paying attention to the time. Oh, there's a couple more teeth. Awesome. So we're going to do this for a few more minutes, then we're going to pack it up and head over to our favorite barbecue spot in Venice named Daryl's for some kick-ass dinner. But I'm sure building up an appetite to it right now. I'm finding stuff left and right out here today. It's great. So at this point, I've been in the water kind of a long time, and you can tell when you look at my hands because you see that they're starting to get really wrinkled up and really pruny. And John started asking me from the shoreline if I was almost ready. Oh, I felt like I was 6 years old again. Just 10 more minutes, I'm telling him. Yeah, just 10 more minutes. Let me just find a couple more. Let me just find a few more. Because I'm telling you, this is like one of the most addictive hobbies there is besides shelling is shark tooth hunting. Oh gosh. And really, where I'm snorkeling at and finding all this stuff, people will normally take these big rakes, these like sand flea rakes and sifters out there, and they'll dig holes and holes and holes, sifting this stuff out, dumping it on the beach, looking through it. And I honestly, we've got sifters, we've done the sifting thing, but it's kind of backbreaking work, and frankly, I find it's a lot more easy and a lot more rewarding to just go snorkeling for them and surface collecting. Most of the time when people are digging for this stuff, they're looking for the big ones, and they miss and dump out all the small ones and don't ever find them. And we have great luck looking in people's dump piles for them and snorkeling this way on the bottom for them. Now at this point, John's getting a little hungry, and I am too, because, you know, I've been out here for a while. So it's about time to wrap it up, pick up our stuff, and head on off of the beach and into town so we can go and get some dinner.
Well, this was a good time down here today.
You got the camera on?
Uh-huh. Hi, little bird. Okay, buddy. Oh, yeah. I mean, when I think about how many I found today, just snorkeling within literally 25 to 30 feet of where we dropped our stuff in a little radius, we found tons. Imagine how good we'd do if we spent like the entire day down here and just snorkeled the whole shelf. Yeah. It would be insane. Ooh. There's a tip-off of one, honey, a red one.
I wasn't picking any of those up for that.
I only picked that one up because I like the color. Yep, we found some really neat stuff here. Always a good time coming down to Manasota Bay Park. Ooh, that's nice.
Yep.
Awesome.
the beach. So there were a few shells that got collected that day. Not very many, because obviously it was all about the shark's teeth and the bone chunks and all that other things. But there was some cool stuff to be had here. We had some really nice serifs, a really chewed up fly speck one that I thought was a Wennel trap at first. It was kind of cool. Nice calico clam, and a really, really beautiful coquina I picked up. And a couple of turkey wings. A little guy, nice big guy, a medium-sized one. And we've got a little jingle shell over here. And moving over to this side, this is what we would call random megafauna, because you really can't tell when they're like this what they are, what they're from, what animal they go with. So it's just fun to, you know, find them and have them. You can do some cool stuff with these too. There were a couple of cool pieces in here. These two guys are osteoderms. These are body armor plates from a couple of different things. And this here was our fossilized poo, our coprolite. You can see that wild spiraling in the middle there. So that is a piece of a coprolite. It's a very, very old chewed up shark's tooth here. And here we have some grinding plates, some mouth plates from stingrays. And that one's one from a pufferfish. A couple of pieces of turtle shell. And some stingray barbs. And then lots and lots and lots and lots of shark's teeth. Pieces of them, whole ones, teeny tiny ones, slightly bigger ones. So yeah, we got some really, really nice teeth, nice selection over there at Manasota. And we had a ton of fun going snorkeling, collecting on the beach. All in all, it was a really good day. Remember earlier on I mentioned that we could find things that weren't necessarily shark's teeth or marine animals. And this little guy we have right here is an example of that. That is a tooth from a tapir. That little guy right there. So that was kind of one of the cooler finds of the day as well. Favorite things about finding these teeth is that they're not all black and silver gray like these pieces here either. These are just, you know, fragments of some other long skinny teeth missing their roots and stuff like that. But look at the colors in these. The blacks, the grays, the reds, the browns, and the tans. And the colors that these guys turn out, look at this one's even almost yellow. How awesome is that? And that is just something that happens based on the mineral deposits that are around where the critter starts to fossilize. So not all of the teeth that you find are going to look like your stereotypical black at the top, gray on the tooth part. Some of them are going to come in some pretty wild colors. It's just so beautiful and so peaceful under that water. It's amazing. And it's a lot of fun to go looking for shark's teeth that way. So besides just skimming on the surface, which you've seen me do in other videos, it's actually great to get in the water and go look for them like that. I'm still working on trying to find a face mask that has the air attachment behind and the GoPro mount here. So I'm still looking around for one of those. But most of the time when I'm in water right at the edge like that, it's hard to use the snorkel attachment at all because the waves will actually break over it, and unless you have the right kind that has the little ball in there and keeps the water out of it, you end up getting salt water in your mouth, and not the best. But, you know, looking for the right equipment so that I can share a little more of this kind of stuff because, man, I had a great time doing this. I was a little unaware of my surroundings, however, and I ended up getting sunburned where the bathing suit doesn't cover. So yeah. Well, I hope you enjoyed our fun little snorkeling adventure at Manasota Key Beach this week. And you know that you had a good laugh at my expense. And just, you know, pro tip, be really aware of where you're putting your sunscreen when you're going snorkeling, because parts of you that usually don't get that much sun get a lot while you're doing that activity. And thank you so much for watching us this week. Come on back next week where we're going to start showing off all these amazing epic post-Idalia shelling hauls that we actually found. And have a great time at the beach this weekend. Take care, and we'll see you again soon.